The comment section of this video is going to be interesting. Terminator Dark Fate is still several months away, and yet we get more information on this movie every other day. It's safe to say fans are pretty divided right now on what's going on with the Terminator movie. Some not really loving the new direction of the series, looking like they're shooing away some familiar characters like John Connor. I'm still very excited. I have complete faith in director Tim Miller, and some of this new information, trying to remain positive. Before going into the major leak that was revealed about this movie that really puts a whole new spin on the franchise, I'm going to go into some of the comments that producer James Cameron said about this new movie that is also sort of spoilerish. Why are you spoiling things, James Cameron? Go back to your Avatar sequels. Now, like I said, all of us are wondering here, is John Connor in this movie? Well, in this interview with James Cameron, he basically confirms, yeah, John Connor is in this movie. He goes on to say about the film, we'll be continuing the Sarah story, John's story, and the T-800's return. A different T-800 with a very different role to play than we've seen before. Okay, so in this movie, if we're continuing the story of John Connor, well, you need John Connor in there, and we do have a lookalike said to be in this film that looks exactly like Edward Furlong when he was about the age of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. One interesting thing here that he says, the T-800's return, Arnold Schwarzenegger, so he will be a Terminator in this movie. Some of us were really thinking he was going to be human in this movie. Early reports before the movie started filming said he was going to play a human role. He still could very well be, but for sure he's going to be that Terminator boy we know him to be. I think that's great. I'm just wondering, how did he come back in time? Because, well, that boy got lavaed up in Terminator 2 by the end of it. But like I mentioned in a previous video that I'll link in the description, Sarah Connor in this movie is a Terminator hunter, and they're implying that she's hunted Terminators in between Terminator 2 and when this movie came out. That she happens to have some sort of device so she knows when they're popping up left and right so she can be right there to kill them when a new one comes up. I guess good old Arnold was one of those Terminators and has stuck with her ever since turning old. But again, that's just like Terminator Genesis, and James Cameron here is saying it's a very different Terminator, but we'll just have to see on that. Okay, now knowing that information, that John Connor is said to be in this movie, we have someone who's possibly playing him. We have James Cameron saying the movie's going to continue his story. Supposedly, they have already test screened this Terminator movie, and it's very hard to always trust these test screening reports because some are always all over the place. But diving exactly into some of the details, not full-on spoilers of beat for beat what's going to be happening in this movie, just basically big details in this film that could affect it overall. So one big thing here that they're saying, Skynet isn't a thing anymore. Sarah Connor and John Connor destroyed it back in Terminator 2, and ever since then, Skynet has not been in their current timeline. So whatever AI company is sending these robots, Gabriel Luna's Rev 9, back in time, it's not Skynet. This new company is called Legion. Which, okay, not as cool as Skynet, but alright. Once the failure of Skynet happened, Legion was the one who sent another Terminator back in time to take care of John Connor. And well, they don't say it exactly, but they say John Connor will be in the movie and that he's not in it for long. They don't use the words he died, he got shot, he got killed. They just say he's in it, but he's not in it for long because Legion sent back another Terminator. And so now with John Connor out of the picture, thanks to Legion sending in this new Terminator, we need a new savior, and well, that looks like it is gonna be Danny Ramos. The reason Rev 9, Gabriel Luna's Terminator, comes back in this movie is because she is the new John Connor. She will rise up to be the new head of the resistance of this company, Legion. The strangest part out of all this, you and me right here, Terminator fans, die hard. We love this series. And you gotta admit, right now, hearing this idea, you kinda hate it. I kinda hate it. Well, here's the curveball. These test screenings got overwhelmingly positive results. Whatever they did in this movie, however they explain it, if this is the case that they kill John Connor, Danny Ramos is the new John Connor, they got rid of Skynet, they have these new robots led by a company named Legion, Tim Miller makes it work in the movie to where everyone in that audience was very pleased with what happened in the film. This spikes up my curiosity even further, that the fact that they made such huge changes that I would think is sort of disrespectful to a Terminator fan. I mean, John Connor is the holy grail. Skynet, that's the company right there. And you get rid of all that and you're bringing us something brand new, and you dare to call yourself a sequel to Terminator 2? Like I said, I'm hesitant. I don't like this. But if they really have overwhelmingly positive scores from these test screenings, all right, right, then give it to me. Let's see how you explain this. Even if these test screening scores are positive and this all turns out to be true, I kind of don't believe that Dani Ramos is going to be the new John Connor. My thinking from my previous video, like I said, is that she's not important for the fact that she's going to be the new leader of the Resistance, but maybe of her contributions to the Resistance. In some behind the scenes images and official photos that they've released, she is wearing a mechanic's outfit, and shots in the movie take place in this mechanic car factory. I'm thinking the girl's just a brilliant engineer and she does something that helps the Resistance further fight on the Terminators of the future that could lead to their victory. But I don't know, guys, you hear this leak, what do you think about it? Do you trust it? Do you think it's real? And if this is true, can you believe that it's actually well received? Anything and everything, go ahead and leave your thoughts down below, but be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.